Once upon a time, a long way away, there was a girl who always wanted a unicorn. Now the girl had all kinds of unicorn toys and a really good imagination, but even with all of that, she knew that none of her unicorns were real. When the girl thought she'd grown up quite tall and fairly adventurous, she decided on going out in search of a real unicorn. And this place and this time it was fairly dangerous, as out in the big wide world there were still centaurs and elves and griffins and minotaurs all wandering around, as well as the occasional unicorn. But paying little heed to the dangers, she set out in search of a unicorn. At the same time in the woods there was a unicorn, and what the unicorn really wanted was a little girl. A unicorn had lots of little girl toys and a really good imagination. But even with all of that, the unicorn knew that none of the little girls were real. So one day, the unicorn set out to find a little girl all of its own. The unicorn was big and strong, so it didn't have to worry about centaurs and elves and griffins and minotaurs. In fact, the only thing that did scare the unicorn were really large bears, but the unicorn was far swifter than any large bear. At the same time as these two were wandering around, there was also a family taking a journey through the woods, when they were surprised by a large bear. The bear chased the family through the woods. Some of the family ran one way, pursued by the large bear, and the little girl of the family ran the other way. Though she was safe, she didn't know where her family had gone. The little girl kept on walking through the wood until she came to a clearing in the center of the wood. All at the same time, from different sides of the clearing, the tall girl, the unicorn, as well as the little girl, all stepped out of the wood into the clearing. The taller girl ran towards the unicorn that she's always wanted, but the unicorn ran towards the little girl that the unicorn had always wanted. But the little girl ran towards the nearest tree, because the little girl saw behind the unicorn was the large bear that had scared her family earlier. When the taller girl also saw the bear, she also started to climb a tree and hoped the bear couldn't climb trees. When the unicorn saw the bear, it first decided to gallop through the forest, but the unicorn then noticed that the bear was going to chase after the girls rather than chase after the unicorn. The unicorn had a choice to make. Either the unicorn could run away and leave the girls behind to face the large hungry bear, or could try and protect the little girl that the unicorn had always wanted. The unicorn decided to turn around and charge the large bear. The unicorn lowered its horn and aimed it towards the bear's face. Now the large bear, which was just thinking about how it could climb the tree to get at the girls, was suddenly faced with a speeding unicorn charging towards it. The bear was large, it was also a bit of a bully. While it didn't mind picking on the girls, the charging unicorn was something else entirely, and it ran away as fast as it could. With the bear scared off, eventually, when they were fairly sure that the bear wasn't going to return, the girls climbed down from the tree and talked to the unicorn, who was now waiting fairly patiently at the bottom of the tree, and was thinking carefully about what to do next. The unicorn had really wanted a little girl, but now there were two girls, and the unicorn really couldn't send one of them away. So he asked in a calm voice as possible if the little girl had a comb or a brush to run through the unicorn's tail and mane, as it had become tangled and knotted all recently. The little girl had a small comb, and the taller girl had a large brush, but neither of the girls were large enough to reach all of the unicorn working on their own. However, if they worked together, they could reach all of the knots and tangles in the unicorn's hair. The unicorn saw that the little girl was far too small on her own to look after all of the unicorn's hair, so the unicorn thought it might be better to keep both of the girls rather than just the little girl. However, the little girl really wanted to find out if her family was okay, so together the three of them made a plan. The unicorn would guide them through the woods looking for the little girl's family, and when they found the family, they would then decide on what to do next. In the meantime, as they wandered through the woods, the girls would try to take care of the unicorn's hair.